Hey guys, this is Jacob from Wedge Me This, and I got a $1,000 bankroll here, and I'm going to go and talk a little more in depth about the 678, and I'm going to go through like situational stuff as we roll here. All right, so I got $1,000. With $1,000, guys, because the place bets don't matter really, they're not really at risk. The only thing that matters is the don't. So $1,000, you got 10 tries at $100. All right, remember, as far as the 678 is concerned, the bigger you can play the don't, the bigger you can play the box numbers, which means the bigger hits you'll have. All right, so that's a big part of the 678. Is the bigger you're willing to play the don't, the bigger box numbers you're going to be able to get. All right, so let's just see what happens here. Let's get a roll. All right, I'm just going to roll from right here because I'm just showing stuff. There's a 5. Okay, 5. Okay, so now, what are your options here? You have $100 in 7 coverage. So that means as long as you put less than $100 out here, the 7 can't beat you. So no matter how you spread it out there, no matter what plays you play, as long as it's less than $100, you can't lose on the 7. The only time you can lose right here is on the 5 now. That's it. There's no other way to lose at this point. Right? So one of the things I like to do if I get the 5, the 6, or the 8 is I like to play the iron cross off of it. And let me explain why. Right? So right there, there's $75, 15 in the field, and 30 and 30. There's 100 here. So that means that my 7 in this situation is worth $25. I'm going to make a $25 profit on a 7. My only loser is still the 5. Now it gained $15 in risk, but for this $15, we gained all these other numbers. So it's a risk worth taking. But so right here, $100 against 75, which means you're a $25 winner on a 7. And now you have every other number. So your only bad number at this point is a 5. Everything else is good, right? There's a 3. So you're going to win $15. Now this money, this profit is completely outside of what's here. This is completely outside because you can't lose on the 7, right? Your only loss is the 5. So you can start digging into this. If that's what you feel, you could like say, okay, I got 15 into that 100. And a 7, okay? So we never played nothing here, so we just got to keep it. We're going to get 100. It's going to pay. So at no point there were we ever minus. So right there, we made $40 on that shooter. Made 40 total dollars because we made 25 on the 7. We made 15 on our field hit. All right, so this is 6, 7, 8. This is how it works. All right, the bigger you can play this, the bigger you can play those. So let's go a couple more at 100. Okay, so there's a 10. Okay, so on the 4, the 9, and the 10, I don't necessarily like going to the iron cross. Why? Because you have to play 3 numbers. All right, so you'd want to be like 25, 30, 30, which is $85. When you put your $15 here, your 100 is matched to 100. It's not great. It's not, you're just breaking even on the 7. If we go through this don't, we want to win on the 7. All right, we get through this, we want to win. So when you have the 4 or the 10, you're in the best statistical situation. All right, on a don't. You're a 2-to-1 favorite. So if you just wanted to play only against this and this, you roll for a 7 against a 10, it makes total sense, absolute sense, because you're a 2-to-1 favorite to win $100. Makes great sense. So that should be your first look. When you get a 4 or 10, you should look at just playing that, because that's a $100 winner. If you go and you put money on everything else, you're starting to take away from this $100 winner on the 7. But what I like to do, if I have the 4, 5, or if I have the 4, 9, or 10, not the 5, I like to play a cross, which ends up being $81 on the 4, 9, or 10. Get some whites. And the reason I like to do this is because on a 7, I'm still making $19 because I have 81 at risk against a 7, and I'm going to win 100. So I don't have any true risk out there. My only risk is rolling a 10. I'll lose $100. Won't affect these. So I have a $19 winner 7, and everything up here is going to pay at least $21. Right? So if I roll 3 rolls and 2 of them hit in there, I'm going to win $40, and then 7 out. It's going to be less than the 100. So this is why it's not a terrible idea to just play against the 4 or the 10. That's up to you, right? So let's roll, see what happens. There's the 7 right away. So we made the wrong choice. We only made $19 instead of $100. So on the 4 or the 10, guys, that one is really on you. It does make absolute sense to just play against the 4 or the 10. Because you're a 2-to-1 favorite to win that bet. All right. Now we did win $19 more on that hand. We didn't lose. We didn't win as much as we could have. All right. So let's roll one more time at the $100 level. We got an 11. Okay. So this is great. I'm glad this happened. You lose. Right. In my opinion, there's 2 ways you can go about this. You can either just replace it because it's your first loss, and you've won however much you've won, like $60, $59. So you've really only lost about $41 total. Or what you can do is you can chase it a little bit. Not even a lot. You don't have to do it a lot, right? So you could go 125. And you got a 10. Okay, so remember, you lost 100. You have 125 against your 10. So now if you roll a 7 here, you're a $25 winner over the 2 situations, right? So this is probably a good spot to just roll for the 7, not to go across the board, right? If it was me, I'm still going to go across the board because I'm looking for a long roll that I can press up. That's what I'm aiming for in this situation. But with the 125, I wouldn't dig in. I would just make my 7 a bigger winner. And I would allow that 25. Remember, we won 49 or 69. The 59, sorry. We won the 40 from the first hand, the 19 from the second hand. Let's get some whites. So we're going to use that 25 as helping out with that $100 loss that actually is only a $41 loss. Right, so now right here on a 7, we'll win 19 plus 25, which puts us right in that range. There's a 6. Okay, so there's 21. I would just rack until I knew that I was in the profit. And there's an 11. I'm not going to press until I know I'm in the profit. Yeah, we got our 10. That's terrible. Now that is the risk, right? We did get a hit in there, so that's the argument for actually playing across, because you could hit, all right? So do we want to keep going up, or do we want to replace that 125? What have we actually won and lost? Okay, so we lost 125 and 100, and we've won 21 and 19, which is 30, 40, and then we've won another 40. So we've lost 225, but we've won 80. So we're not in terrible position. All right, I would just go to 150. There's 8, okay? So now it changed on us. It's not an outside number. So we're going to go to the iron cross, and I'm still going to let the 7 be a bigger winner. So we're going to do the same iron cross. All right, remember, we're trying to catch our couple losses by progressing this. All right, so hopefully we don't roll the 8. You very well could. There's 15. 10. 15. So we got 30 back. So we're at 110 versus 225 lost. 5. So this is going to win 20 overall. It's win 35, but lose your field. All right, so now we're at 130 against 225 loss. And there's the 3. It's 145. So at any point right here, you know, if you've got enough hits, you could pull down and be like, okay, I'm good. But we're going to roll it out. There's the 9. We're getting closer. I lost count. 7 out. Okay, so we're going to win 150 here. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so remember after all that, the 2 big losses. Okay, so we have 900, 1,000. So we're up 5. We're up like $15. So that's the power of the 6 and 8. It's very, very consistent in the way it presents itself and the way it attacks. All right. So let's go to another level. Let's say we're going to play from the $200 level. I want to show you the difference in how much bigger the bets are and how much quicker you can win. You can also lose quicker. Okay, 5. So we're going to go to the Iron Cross. We got the 5. 5 is my favorite one to have. It only has 4 ways to lose. You don't have to play that number, and then you got the 6 and 8. All right, so we could essentially double what we did before, which is going to mean the wins are going to double. So 70. Then we could go to 30. So that's going to be 120, 150. So on 200, we're going to win a $50 win on a 7, 30 on any field number except for 2 and 12, obviously. And then up here, since we win 70, we're going to win a $40 win. These are much bigger wins than before. There's an 11. It's a $30 win. So as you can tell, it's not going to take very long to win a couple $100. There's a 9. As long as we obviously don't hit the 5. So that's $60. Then there's the 7. Okay, so we won $60 and then we rolled a 7 to win another $50. All right, in 3 rolls, we've won $110. That's what happens when you play it bigger. Let me get 1 black and 4 greens. When you play the bets bigger, you win far, far faster. All right, so let's go 3 rolls at 200. Let's just see how it goes. That was roll number 1, because we're going to probably have a loss in here, come out loser or something. All right, there's an 8. Same thing. We're going to go with the Iron Cross. I call this a 2-unit Iron Cross because I don't think you should play the Iron Cross less than a $25 chip. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Yo, so it's $30. So you've profited $30 on this shooter right here already. There's a 6. Okay, so that's going to win 70 minus 30. Oops. So 30. That's 70 total. 7 out. Okay, so we won 70, and then we win 50 on the end. So that's 2 shooters that have both won over $100 plus. All right, next one. We got a 10. Okay, so it's going to be the other style of play. And now, guys, you could play other styles of play through this. This is just what I like to do and why I like to do it. All right, so we got 200 this time. So last time we played $15 units across. So this time we're going to play $30 units across. We're just going to double it. Oh, sorry, I went what I was thinking. All right, so let's count this up. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. Now you could go to 36 because that's actually what the double is, but I'd rather win that on the 7. I'd just go like this. All right, so now look, every one of those hits is going to pay at least $35. This is a pretty good spot to be in, as long as you don't roll your 10. There's the 8, $35 win. And again, guys, you can press or whatever you want to do, because as long as your initial exposure is here, as long as this covers this, pressing, and that's all on you. It's not going to affect your bankroll. There's 8. It's not going to be money out of pocket. 5. It's a $42 winner. So as you can see, the bigger you'll play the don't, the bigger your return will be, and it'll be much quicker. 6, 35, 4. All right, this 30, we're going to drop $1 and get 60. So as you can tell, I'm just racking chips up. I could be pressing, I usually do, but I'm just showing the strategy. So this is why I don't always just like to win this to the 10. I don't always just like to go against it. Because you can have a 5 or 6 roller that goes really good. Boom, we got hit. I don't know how many times we won, but I think we're pretty close to broke even here. Right? But if it was me, I'm going to take, and I'm going to chase it, or whatever you want to call it, to 250. I'm just trying to win more on the 7. This isn't to adjust my box numbers. And we got the 9. Okay, so we switched to the 9. It's still the same way I play it. I'll just move that over, right? 5, 42. You know, we're all going to win more on a 7 now, but we lost $200. Now, have we won more than $200? Probably in this shooter. And there's a 6, 35. Because I don't know how many times we hit, but we did hit a 4. So we probably, there's a 10, I mean. No, it was a 4, wasn't it? So we're going to drop $1. And we're going to get 60 for that hard 4. So as you can tell, we're just going to keep racking chips up. And there's another 4. We're going to drop $1. Get 60. $6, 35. So just right there, that was $150 in 3 rolls. I'm going to move these. There's 200. I'm going to trade them in for 2 blacks. That way I can set that up there. I need room. And a 5, 35. All right, there's another $100 in reds. We trade it in. We get another rag. Put all our black chips in that rag. Yo 11, we don't have nothing there. And the 9. Okay, so we got hit on that 250. But did we win 250? Yes, we probably did. Okay, so let's just look at the rack, okay? So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're up $300 or something. We just lost 250. I'm going to chase it to 300. Now, this is where it gets dangerous. After you've lost a couple times, it would make sense to not go back up. There's the 9. We're right back on the 9. Still doing the exact same thing. There's the 6. Remember, we don't have to recoup 300. We don't have to recoup 250 because we're winning along the way. There's the 6 again. And if you would have been pressing, you would have been really winning along the way. There's the 5. 42. So this is why, as long as you're not rolling a bunch of come out losers and smacking a bunch of points, you're just going to keep winning money with this. This is why I like this strategy so much. This is why it's my go-to strategy. It's my base strategy for everything I do usually. $300 winner. Because the way it operates, the mechanism of it. All right, so what are we at? There's 600. 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's our 1,000. So we're up every bit of this. This is what we're up. 4, 5, 25, 70, 50, 60, 70. We're up 573. That's profit. All right. We had one run where we had to bump our don't up 3 times because we hit points. All right. And we're still up this much money. So we're just being consistent in our play is all we're doing. Now we did play bigger, which in turn allowed us to be more profitable because it made more money per hit. All right, so there's our $1,000. So we're in the game. That's what we bought in for. It's back in the pocket. You're up 5 something. You could literally just play with this the rest of the day, hang out, get all the comps you want. If you're into the comp stuff, you got $500 profit. Let's drop back down to the $100 level. You know, let's work it off of 500. Let's see what we can do. 7 out, okay. Let's go to 150. 6, okay. This is going to put us in the Iron Cross. Remember, we're just going to use from the $100 level. Just because we bumped it up doesn't mean we bump up the cross. That's to help out with the 7. I mean, to help out with the loser we had. All right, obviously the 6 and 8, not great. You could easily just re-roll them like that. All right, let's go to 200. 6, right back on the 6. I didn't move the point, but it went right back to it. 5, 3, 2. It's going to win 20. We got to make up some ground here. Okay, this is all profit money. There's the 5. It's going to win 20. So it really wins 35, but you lose the field. 7 out. Okay, so we made a little ground up on our loss. What were we at? We're at like 570 something. So now we're at 450-ish. It's okay. We had a little bobble there. Remember, you're playing on all profit at this point. It's all free. So that little bobble, not a huge deal. Let's get 4 greens. You know, right here, oops. Right here, it could easily come back. No, without much struggle at all. There's the 6, $20. Oh, we got smacked on the 8. Let's go to 150. The 6 and 8 are harder to play for sure because they do come up so much more. Point's going to be 6. We're going to move that over. They do show up so much more. There's the 8. But they're still playable. You just got to understand that it's going to be more volatile. It's going to be up and down more when you're on them 6s and 8s. There's the 4. Go on a little run here. Get some of our money back. Oh, we got hit on the 6. Ugly. All right, so now we're going to go to 200. I think this is it. Need to get off that 6 and 8 is the problem. Here we go. And it's a 4, much better. Remember, this is still only a $100 don't level. Right? Still just a $100 don't level. So I'm going to put this greens up here and I'm going to grab these reds out because we're going to have to go across and I don't have quite enough money. So we have to get into the bankroll just a little bit here. But that's okay. Because we got a 4 for 200 don't, and we're going to go 81. Hopefully we get some wins. There's a 9. $21. $6. $21. Again, guys, the pressing is up to you. That's all up to you. I'm not showing it with pressing. I'm just showing it from the base model and explaining more about it on why I do things. There's $21 more. There's a 12. That's nothing. 8. $21 more. Another 12. Okay. Oh, wow. Ouch. That was brutal. Okay, we're not going to get deterred here, okay? This is part of, we're going to go to 250. This is part of the strategy, right? Is being able to have the guts to progress that don't. Right? There's where I'm back on the 4. We're not changing a thing. 9, $21. You have to be able to have the guts to progress that don't. If you're not, then you can have a run like this where it just burns you up. Stick with it. The don't is not going to lose every time. It's going to win. There's another 6. Okay. 21. 7 out. Okay, so we have 250 there. So let's see where we ended up. I'm not guaranteeing you we're going to be way up, $500, but we're not going to be as bad off as you think. Okay. There's 1,000. It's 500 black, 500 green. So we're up all this, guys. We're still profitable all this money. I'm going to trade this in for 4 greens. All right, so 1, 2, 3. So we're only down about 150 here. And so when you caught that, when you looked, okay, we're only down about 150. We're going to go $150. And I say down. We're down from where that shooter started because we're still up 350. And there's a 6. Okay, so it's going to put us back on the cross. I probably shouldn't say that no more. 9, 15. And guys, you could play this on like 2 hits and down, 3 hits and down. All of that makes sense. There's the 6. Our 7s are evading us a little bit, which is a little weird. We're going to go 200. Right when I said it, right? We're going to go 250. 8, okay. Now, would it be a bad idea to bump up your bets here? No, but it's not. It's kind of defeating why you're progressing, right? There's the 7. It kind of defeats the reason you progress. 250. Okay. Put that all back. So we're up. We're losing a little bit of money here. We're bleeding off a little money. So let's go 100. And it's because we're hitting points, which is odd. But they were the 6s and 8s. And so that happens. A lot of times when you have them 6 and 8s, they're hard to dodge. But if you'll stick with the progression on the don't, you'll live through them. Wow, there's a 5. It's like it's doing everything it can to keep us from being profitable. And we're still staying profitable. There's a 9, okay. So this is going to put us across the board. So I actually kind of like, let's get 100 in red. What's up, baby? The wife is out here. You guys want her to shoot? Oh, yeah, say it live. This is just me explaining success. 7, 8. Here you go. She's going to shoot him. 3. We don't have a 3. $10. Okay, $27. Again, remember, guys, I'm not pressing. If we would have been pressing, we would have been way, way up in this one. But that's fine. That's for a later date. There's another 3. There's a 5, $21. $7 out. Perfect. That was a 7, not a 9. We're going to win 150 on the end here. Oops. And I just want to show you guys where we're at. Even after all that craziness of all those losses, those come out point hits and all that we had, we're still, this is our bankroll initial. We're still up 100, 25, 50, 75. We're up $200 still. Now we were up 5, but we're still up 200. And that's why the 6, 7, 8 works so well. But anyways, guys, thank you for your time, and you guys have a great day.